Don, I appreciate you, man. I don't know what is going on with me and this mic situation. Every week, it never fails. There's always something going on. But anyway, what's going on, baby? Let's do this one more time, man. It's your man, Rev. Greetings to all of my brothers and sisters out here, every Bills fanatic out there in the world. What's happening? You are now tuned into another edition, another episode of Rated Rev, brought to you by BetUS on the best network, bringing you nothing but the best in Bills content. That is the Buffalo Fanatics. As you guys can tell behind me, what is happening, everybody? Grace and peace to everybody who is watching right now. Man, it's so good to be here with you all on another week. Yo, I don't get it, man. I don't know what's up, baby. That's why I need Evan, man. He's in the background. My man Evan is here helping me out. I need it, baby. I need help every week, bro. Every week, John. Every week. You would figure by now, I've been doing this for I don't know how long now, right? I would know how to unmute my mic. Apparently not. But it's all good. I'm glad you guys are having fun with me. But hey, I'm excited to be with you again. I hope you guys are ready. We have another exciting show to get into. How about them Bills, baby? How'd you guys enjoy that win? Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Look, we're going to talk about some things tonight. What I want to talk about with you all tonight as we enter the bye week is, I want to give you all some reasons to feel confident about the Bills. How many of you all in here right now are feeling very confident about the Buffalo Bills as we enter the bye week? Well, I don't know about you, but I am feeling mighty confident indeed. And so we're going to get into all of that tonight. Without a doubt, we're going to get into all of that. But I want to greet everybody right now who is watching me live right now on YouTube Live, wherever you're watching. What is going on? Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where you're watching from. This is a roll call. You know how we do it every single week. Drop that in the chat. And while you're doing it, while everybody is hopping in here, do me this favor. Go ahead and smash that like. Smash that like. And don't do it for me. Do it for the Bills, who are 5-1. 5-1 entering the bye week. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to be 5-1 as we are entering the bye week. And I think there's a lot that we can be encouraged by. There's a lot that we can be confident about as well. And we're going to touch into all that. We're going to talk about all of that this night on this show, baby. Man, I'm excited. I told you guys all the time that I really appreciate everybody who tunes in every week. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but it's the truth. You all are the reason why we exist. There would be no Rev if it were not for you all. So everybody who is watching right now, all of the supporters, all the long-time Buffalo Fanatic supporters who've been supporting us even before I came on, man, salute to you all. Salute to each and every one of you guys. And if you have not yet done so, subscribe to the channel right now and turn on those bell notifications, because the way this season is going on right now, you don't want to miss anything. I'm telling you right now, I kid you not. I kid you not. We are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. This season is going to be an epic year. But not only is it going to be epic, it's going to be a season full of records being broken. I just put that out on Twitter right now in case you guys want to know where to follow me. Follow me at Rated Rev on Twitter. And I'm telling you right now, man, when you look at a lot of the things that the Bills are doing and a lot of things JoshAllen is doing, it's going to be a record-breaking epic season. So you want to make sure that you are plugged in to the Buffalo Fanatics, because we're going to bring you everything related to the Bills and the Fanatics. Let's go. But before I get into the main topic of the show, about reasons to feel confident about the Bills after 6 weeks going in, I thought that it would be kind of cool to I guess to hand out some Bills Midseason Awards. You know what I mean? Why not, right? I mean, it's not really midseason. I mean, if you want to be technical about it, but it's close enough, right? 6 games in, it's close enough, right, to midseason. And so I thought it would be interesting to go ahead and and hand out some mid-season awards to a lot of players, a lot of well-deserving players who have shown up and shown out this year so far, 6 games into the season. And I want you guys' help. I want to solicit everybody's help as we dish out these awards. And also, I'm going to solicit the help of my man, Evan Harrington, who's been, my man has been busting his tail in college, yo. I miss Evan. Like I haven't been able to talk to him for a while. I miss seeing him in the background. I miss seeing him, on the shows. He's been working. He's still here. But I've got to get Evan on just to kind of say what's up. What's good, Rev? I mean, Rev. I'm talking to myself. I saw Pierre put that back up there. Pierre said, Rev, what's up, Pierre? But I want to bring my man Evan on. Evan, hop on in here, baby. Hop on. I'm gonna hop you in. What is going on?
What's going on?
Look at that.
I'm doing great. How's it going?
Man, it's going good, man. Hold on. Let me change up the banner, man. Let me go ahead and switch that. Hold on. Where we at? Where's my stuff? Yo, Evan, how has everything been, man? Like just kind of give us a rundown, man, on what's been going on in your life. How you ain't got to get too specific. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just been going on in my life. Obviously, college has been, taking over a lot of my time, whether that's studying, just doing endless amounts of homework, reading, preparing for tests, just that in general. I'm kind of through my midway point of my semester right now. I'm in the midterm stage, if you would call it that, getting through that as of right now, probably the next week or two, I'd say. The midterms are going on. And then other than that, I just have a bunch of college athletics going on right now. Football, that's about, twice a week. We got football going on, men's, women's soccer, calling some games, and then hockey's back. So I'm traveling on the road every weekend.
Oh, dang, that's nice,
and
man.
Really, yeah. So hockey's been back, and that's kind of like my favorite thing about college is working with the hockey team. They were the first group of people that really brought me in, and I'm their media guy, broadcaster. I do all the social stuff for them, and just really, it's just a fun time, and I love it. It's like my best college experience, I guess, if you could say.
So when is hockey season? When is college hockey season over?
College hockey season actually doesn't really end till like February, but so like the way it goes is we just had our first preseason game a couple days ago. Practice has been going on for about a couple weeks now. So we'll go until about the beginning of December, and then we have a nice little month-ish break because of the semester. And then we come back around the beginning of January and we play out the back half of our schedule. And then if we make the playoffs in SUNYAC, we'll go throughout February. And if we're lucky enough, make playoffs, keep pushing, we might get into March.
That's sweet, dude. And so you get to travel along with him as part of the media team?
Yeah, we're going to Vermont, I'm pretty sure this year, Connecticut the next year. We're going to PA. A bunch of different spots in New York. Like we're going all the way up to anyone listening, Potsdam, Plattsburgh. We go to Morrisville, Elmira. We go everywhere. So we really hit every part of upstate New York, far out western New York, the top of the tops past the Adirondacks. And that's really all it is. I mean, it's awesome. And hockey's an awesome sport, and I love being around it at the collegiate level.
I'm about to say, man, you sound real well rounded, man. That's a good thing, dude. That's a good thing. Did you ever play any hockey?
Yeah, I played when I was younger. I played a little bit in my high school years, and then I got taken out with an injury, so I couldn't really stay with it. But I still actively played. Like today, I play in some like men's games here and there, and I'll go out and like I actually reffed one of the games the other day, so it was fun.
Sweet, dude. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've tried to get into hockey. You guys don't judge me. I just have slow eyes, bro. Like I can't keep up with the puck. Like I can't find it. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm trying to find it. I mean, there's a lot of excitement in it when I look at it, but I'm like, dude, I just can't keep up with it.
Are you a Dallas Stars fan or like an Arizona Coyotes? Like because your area, where you're at?
I mean, I really don't even have a team that I would like follow.
No,
I don't even know. I don't even know the rules, bro. Like I'm just like that green when it comes to hockey, bro. I have no idea about anything related to hockey, bro. Nothing.
It's fun though. I mean, honestly, I don't know if you have ESPN Plus or not, but since you're out of market, you should be able to get all the Sabres games. So like if you're just chilling one night, got nothing to turn on the TV, and the Sabres are on, just throw them on, see what you got. We're 2-1 this year. We're looking a little better.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Are we? Are the I'm sitting here saying, are we? Are the? What do you
Yeah.
think about this? Are the Sabres gonna? Are they going to the playoffs this year, man?
Well, they haven't made the playoffs in about 11 seasons, which is actually the
Yeah.
longest active streak in the NFL, or the NHL. Sorry, we had that little debacle with Jack Eichel. He was our guy for about 5 to
Yeah. I
6
heard about that.
seasons, and we thought we were going to go to the promised land with him, but we really couldn't. Now we have this, this new core of players. We have a lot of young players, some nice young talent. And we have, I think, in my opinion, the right coach and the right GM and the right structure and the right system to get our guys over the hump and get us to the promised land. This year, I don't think we'll make the playoffs just because of how young our team is. The average age of our team is 25 years old, which is the youngest in the NHL. But I think we're going to play meaningful hockey in the months of March and maybe early April. We'll be playing games where it's like, we're a couple points out of the playoffs, but we still have a legit shot to make it if these couple things go right. But I think the season afterwards, we're like a lock to make the wild card spot in the playoffs. This year, if we slip in, wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think we make it this year just because we're too young.
Oh, I hear you, man. I've like kind of hurt. I mean, as when you follow the Bills, I mean, you kind of like inevitably are tied at the hip, you know what I'm saying, to like the Sabres. And so I've heard about them in the playoffs or trying to get to the playoffs and having a lot of this turnover, couldn't find the right GM and the head coaches, turnover, kind of like the Bills were early on, for so many years. And then, I heard about the whole Jack Eichel thing. Didn't you guys drafted him like what, number 2, right? After Connor McDavid or something? Is that right?
Yep, number 2 in 2015 after Connor McDavid. He was basically a number 1 overall pick. He would be a number 1 overall pick in most years. And, playoff hockey is where it's at. Yeah, that's right. Honestly playoff hockey. I like watching it more than like some playoff football other than the Bills. But yeah, Jack Eichel, we had him for a while. He was phenomenal when he played. He was an outstanding player, but just the relationship between, him and then the coaching staff and the Pagulas just kind of went out. And he wanted out of Buffalo, and he's in Vegas now, which is a little closer to you.
Yeah. I mean, how's he doing out there? You guys probably hate him now, don't you?
I mean, personally, Sabres fans might not like me for this, but like I never really was on the hate Jack Eichel train. Jack Eichel was drafted in 2015. At 2015, I was 12 years old. So he was a player that I watched growing up to an extent. And like I watched him from ages like 12, 15, 12, 16. And like those years, like I really adored Jack Eichel, his game, and I loved him. Like I met him a few times. Like he was a great person to myself. Now, like, there's some stories about him in the locker room and, certain things he on the ice and just being a teammate in general. But I never had the hatred for Eichel, the dislikability. So when he came back to Buffalo, I wore his jersey, went there. I mean, I wasn't exactly rooting for him, but I was rooting for the Sabres. But, I want to see him do well, and I wouldn't mind seeing him do well with Vegas. Right now, he has, I believe, 3 points in 4 games, which is basically a point per game base, which is right where he should be at, given the talent and the abilities that he can display on the ice.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, I wish nothing but the best for the Sabres, man, because I know how much that team means to the Bills fans, especially out there in Buffalo. So it would be awesome, man, for them to have like both teams, playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? I know that's something huge. So I hope everything works out in that regard. But that's enough talk about hockey, okay? Because I feel like an idiot. I don't know nothing. All right, so I may have to kind of get schooled to get educated on it a little bit. But anyway, man, Evan, I want to bring you on here for this I guess this segment of the show, because before we get into talking about reasons to feel confident about the Buffalo Bills going into their bye week, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I wanted to talk about some midseason awards. Like there's some guys who have performed well. There's some guys who have not performed well 6 weeks into the show. 6 weeks into the show, 6 weeks into the season. And I thought that, I think it'd be a kind of a cool thing just to kind of talk about it and try to dish out some of these midseason awards. So you're going off the cuff right here, Evan. I've got some titles for some of these awards, and we're gonna get into it. And I want everybody who is watching live right now, everybody in the chat, let me know as we talk about it, and I bring up the name of the award. I want you to give me your idea about who, or not your idea, but your pick. Who would you pick to win each particular award? The Bills Midseason Awards. All right. So now I've got 6 of them. Okay. And it's probably because, I'm a little OCD and we're 6 weeks in. We got 6 games in, and I wanted to make it even. I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird like that sometimes, but it is what it is. So, midseason awards, and I'm gonna save the best for last, obviously. All right. So number one, the first midseason award that I have, and maybe Evan, see if you can type this in the banner, kind of create a banner. But the first one is On the Rise award. On the Rise. Which player on the Bills team, whether offense, defense, special teams, do we need to keep an eye on? Which player on the Bills team do we need to keep an eye on? The On the Rise award. And so before I give you who I think should win that award, Evan, I want to hear from you. I mean, just off the cuff. I mean, when you're just thinking about it, who would you give the On the Rise award?
On the Rise, I'm gonna have to give to rookie wide receiver Khalil Shakir. I don't know if I took your pick or not.
Yeah, you took it.
I did.
You took it. Yeah,
all right. I'm sorry about that. On the cusp, that's the first player I think of. Khalil Shakir coming out of Boise State, a 5th-round pick. I had him comp to Robert Woods coming out of the draft. I mean, this guy is just such a decisive, yak receiver when he has the ball in his hands. I mean, you just get this guy the football, he's going to make dynamic plays happen. And you've seen him, have the ability to go downfield too. You saw JoshAllen in the Steelers game take a shot to him when he was, up into double coverage, and he came down with the football. You saw Khalil Shakir come back and track a football on a little bit of an underthrow from JoshAllen for a touchdown. I mean, this guy, Khalil Shakir, he's the real deal. Now, I don't know how much playing time he's going to get over the guys, guys like Isaiah McKenzie and some others. But, I mean, you just got to keep an eye on him. Khalil Shakir, he's a sneaky play. He can, create anything at the right time, right moment. And he's going to be a really good receiver in this league for years to come.
Dude, that was my guy, man. Like, yes, 1,000% agree with it. I think for me, it would be Shakir. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I see a lot of names coming out here. I see some for James Cook. He hasn't really proven anything yet to me yet. Greg Rousseau would be maybe second, right? I think Greg Rousseau is definitely right there. Kyer Elam, there's a lot of players, man, that I guess you could nominate, right, to be to win that award. But for me, it would definitely have to be Khalil Shakir, man. I mean, when you just look at what he's done so far, and even though he doesn't have the numbers to boot right as of right now. I mean, he only has like 112 yards right now in the season.
Just something over that.
Yeah. But the thing of it is he's not getting a whole lot of snaps because of Isaiah McKenzie. But you mentioned this, Evan, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, man. I think that we're going to see a whole lot more Khalil Shakir this second half of the season than we did in the first half. I don't necessarily know that they're going to phase McKenzie out. I like McKenzie, but there's certain parts of his game, what I'm saying, where he just hasn't shown up. The big moments, sometimes he doesn't show up. He can't secure the ball when he gets the big hit. But when you look at as far as, especially when it comes down to the future at the wide receivers position, or at the slot position, you have to look at Khalil Shakir as that guy who, in my opinion, is ready right now. If you inserted this guy in the starting lineup at the starting slot position, I don't think the moment is too big for him. I mean, when you look at some of the moments, some of the catches, the key catches that he has had so far in the season, you see his first touchdown pass against the Steelers. You see some of these clutch catches. I think he was in that same game, another clutch catch. Like the guy has hands. He runs very good routes for a rookie. I mean, he's bigger than McKenzie is, and his upside is greater, in my opinion. He's not as fast as McKenzie is, but you can see some of the skill that he has, and you can project him to be a very good slot receiver. And I love your projection of him being, or his comp to Robert Woods. I don't think it's just because he wears the number 10, but I just, when you look at the way they both play the game. Now, if Shakir can improve in his run blocking, I think that he would be closer to a comp of Robert Woods. But, man, it's just hard not to get excited about that guy. I definitely think that he's on the rise, man. Definitely wins my on the rise vote. With Greg Rousseau, a close second, a very close second. All right, so now let's move on to the next award. The next award, to me, is I'm going to call it. And maybe this is so corny, but I don't care. This is called the Stampede Award, right? Stampede Award, and the Stampede Award goes out to the player who displays consistency or has displayed consistency week in and week out. That's it. I mean, he's just been stampeding, just steady stampeding week in and week out. Mr. Consistency through 6 weeks so far of the season. So, who do you think that? You better not take my guy, dude. Don't you take him, bro?
Okay. You're giving me the pitch?
Forget you, man. No, I'm gonna go first.
All right.
I'm gonna go first, man, because I don't trust you. I don't trust you. And I want to hear from the chat too. So you guys in the chat, go ahead and let me know who you think would be your choice for the Stampede Award. A guy who has just been so consistent week in and week out. Roy Collins says Milano. Mike says Mitch Morse. Keep it coming. Diggs again. Okay. These are some great names. Some great names. Allen. Okay, I love it. Someone almost got me typing somebody else, but for me, this is who it is, and I'm gonna put it here as a banner. The person who wins the Stampede Award for me is Mitch Morse, man. Mitch Morse, dude. Like I don't know how much more consistent of a player you can find than Mitch. I mean, the guy has been not just Mr. Consistent through the first 6 weeks of this season so far. He has been consistent every single game or year that he's been here with the Buffalo Bills, man. I mean, this guy, it's hard to even quantify this guy. And in my opinion, I mean, you can even argue he could be potentially one of the most valuable players on this team. Because when you remove him from the equation, we saw what happened when he was injured. Go ahead and put the banner back up for the Stampede Award. I don't know where you put it, but when you look at when he was out of the game, right? What game was that? Was it after the Miami game? Was it the Miami game when he was out, or was it?
I think it was a Miami game. It was a Miami game.
Yeah, because he had bot snaps. You know what I'm saying, right? And so it was just he is so crucial to the whole operation, the whole offensive operation. I mean, we see JoshAllen and we give him a lot of credit, but man, there's a reason why Brandon Beane, after he had drafted JoshAllen, the next year, he went out and revamped the O-line, starting with Mitch Morse, got him from Kansas City because you needed a center of his caliber, not just a guy who was athletic, and we can get into that later, but just the guy smarts, his veteran savvy, what he brings to the table for a young budding superstar in JoshAllen. I think that he helped develop JoshAllen. Not only did Brian Daboll and even Palmer, in the offseason help develop Josh, and but Mitch Morse, man, was a steady, stable guy right there in the middle, helping him call these checks and the O-line calls and all of that. This guy is phenomenal, man. He's been phenomenal week in and week out. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's been healthy, as much as possible. I mean, there's been some times when he's been injured and we felt the miss. We felt his presence missed. There was a play also. I don't know if you caught that, Evan, but and I'm not too sure if I saved it on Twitter, but nevertheless, there's this play. I think Brian Baldinger was talking about it because when he does his it's a little clip that he does where
his breakdowns, his clip breakdowns.
All these breakdowns, yeah. There was one where he broke down this play that was focused on Mitch Morse. It was like and I don't even know what you would call it. It was a run play, man, but I don't know if it was like a toss.
Probably
a
pin and pull.
Yeah, like a pin and pull where Mitch Morse he hiked the ball, right? I think Josh was under center, but Mitch he pulled one direction and then almost like pureed in the complete opposite direction and got out ahead of the play as the lead blocker. And led Devin Singletary to a very good gain. I think there was a flag on the play, but nevertheless, man, just watching that type of athleticism from a guy in Mitch Morse, 300 plus pounds, playing center, hiking the ball, going one direction, circling back and going the other direction, and still leading, being the lead blocker. I don't know many centers in the league, if any at all, who can do the things that Mitch Morse does, which is why I believe that he is the winner of the Stampede Award, and why Ken Dorsey needs to continue to call run plays that feature Mitch Morse pulling, lead blocking, etc. Because you get that guy out in space, it is dangerous. I love Mitch Morse. What do you think about that? Who's your pick?
My pick for the Stampede Awards gonna have to go to the defensive side of the ball. I'm gonna have to go with number 58, Milano's Cookies, Mr. Matt Milano.
Nice.
Matt Milano has been honestly the most consistent player on this team on the defensive side of the ball. And Johnny Blaze goes, Evan loves Bobby Hart. He has been consistently good at something, either riding the bench or being the sixth offensive lineman on the field.
That's true.
But Matt Milano has done a lot of great things this year. Obviously, he had that huge pick six against the Tennessee Titans. He's got 4 TFLs on this season, and he's on pace to have one of the best career years in his career. And Matt Milano has just been a stud for this defense. I'm pretty sure against the Ravens, he was our defensive MVP in that game. He did so many things well, stopping Lamar Jackson, just tackling guys as soon as they got the football, not allowing them to get yak. He's undoubtedly the best pure tackler on this team. He just knows how to wrap up guys. Yeah, without a doubt. He's a heat-seeking missile. He can get right through the gaps and get to the quarterback. You saw him spying Patrick Mahomes the other day. He did a lot of good things, just containing Patrick Mahomes and not allowing him to get to the second level and make plays with his legs, or even extend plays outside of the pocket and really create dangerous plays, because we know how dangerous Mahomes is when he gets outside of the pocket. So Matt Milano did a lot of good things, not only last week, but throughout the season thus far, and he's going to continue to do that. So that's my pick for the Stampede Award.
Dude, I love it. I love it, man. Matt Milano is very good. Dude. He's and it seems like he's gotten better this year. I don't know, man. Well, he and Tremaine, man, have just been playing like lights out, on fire. I think a lot of it has to do with the defensive line in front of him now. Bobby Hart has certainly been consistent. Yeah, he sure has been consistent, like you said, warming that bitch.
Hey, he's still on the team. He's still on the team. Everyone gave me a lot of BS. Everyone gave me a lot of about him not making the team, but at the end of the day, he's getting some snaps, and that's all that matters.
He's still there, man. Would you consider Matt Milano so far? Or would you I mean, if the Pro Bowl votes were today, would he make the Pro Bowl?
I think he's an All-Pro this year. I really do. I think Matt Milano is undoubtedly playing as a top 2 linebacker in football. This is undoubtedly probably the best year of his career. He is just playing every phase of the linebacker position very well. He's always been known for being one of the best coverage linebackers in football, and he's still doing that at a high level. But he's also taking his tackling to another level, in my opinion, and just his game sense and his situational awareness has kind of stepped up to another level as well. I think he's gotten smarter in the game of football. He really just knows, and he's more aware of what's going on around him. So he's just taken his game to another level for the better. And my gosh, he has made so many money plays for the Bills this year, and it's only going to continue to be like that as our schedule gets easier. Milano's going to have a field day with some of these, lower end quarterbacks we're going to be going up against. I mean, we went up against, already 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league in Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and he did good, if not phenomenal, against both of those guys. So, I mean, when you go up against a guy like, maybe Mac Jones, not a terrible quarterback, but definitely down the pipeline of quarterbacks in the league, Milano's gonna have a field day with that.
Dude, Milano has been lights out, man. It's tough, man. Like Mitch, Milano. I mean, Milano has been playing like ridiculous. They both have. I mean, like Walter says, Milano has looked Kuechly-like at times with athleticism and instinct. Not saying that he's him, but just that he's made plays reminiscent to him. He's speaking of to the instinct part aspect of it, he just seems like and I guess it just goes to the whole he's I guess gotten smarter, or is just the game has slowed down tremendously for him, because he's diagnosing plays at an elite clip. Like there's this one play that I saw against Pacheco. I think he was on Pacheco, where he was almost out of position by the formation, and man, when they hiked that ball and I think I don't know if it was a run play or if it was a toss to Pacheco or I can't remember exactly, but all I remember is that Matt Milano diagnosed that play immediately at the snap, and he took off. He was from the far hash and ran a tremendous angle, and you see his speed and his burst, and tackled Pacheco. I want to say, man, it couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2 yard gain at the most, and wrapped him up like the textbook gator roll tackle. It was phenomenal, man. That guy is on another level this year, dude. Matt Milano, yeah, definitely is worthy of the Stampede Award as well. Let me see here. The next award, man. The next award, as we're moving on here, with 30 minutes into the show, you guys must do us this favor. Smash that like, man. It is. Look, we are the Bills are 5-1 right now going into the bye week. There's a whole lot to be excited about. There's a whole lot that we can be confident about these Bills going into the season so far, going into the bye week so far, and we are dishing out Bills Midseason Awards so far. We've talked about the On the Rise Award handed out to Khalil Shakir, and then we spoke about the Stampede Award handed out to Mitch Morse and Matt Milano. I'll go ahead and give you that because I've seen a lot of Matt Milano's in the chat as well, so we'll give it to him, to Matt Milano. The next one, Evan, Unsung Heroes Award. Unsung Heroes. It's the player or players, and I tell you what, I'll give it. I'll let you. I guess you could. No. Just one. The player who gets little fanfare, but is a silent contributor. Little fanfare. You don't really hear a whole lot about this player, but is a silent contributor. And if you were to remove this player from the team or from the lineup, this individual's presence would be felt, or the absence would be felt.
Ooh, this is an interesting question. Yeah. I think I'm going to actually have to go with Buffalo Bills second-year safety in Damar Hamlin. I mean, you have Micah Hyde go down, obviously, with the neck injury early in the season.
Okay.
And then you're kind of positioned at an interesting point. What do we do here at safety? They tried to stick Jaquan Johnson in there with Jordan Poyer. Mm-hmm. And, there was obviously some promise there, not discrediting Jaquan Johnson there, but Damar Hamlin fits that role a whole lot nicer. And we've seen how good Jordan Poyer and Damar Hamlin have been bouncing off of one another. They have been a phenomenal safety duo. And I got to give a lot of credit to Damar Hamlin. He is such a young player. He's playing a very hard position in the Buffalo Bills system, because this isn't the typical safety position. Buffalo Bills safeties have to, recognize the entire field. They got a lot of different assignments to take on, and Damar Hamlin has done that. Now, is he anywhere close to Micah Hyde? Probably not. Micah Hyde is an all-pro / Pro Bowl safety, but I'm just saying, for how young and how inexperienced Damar Hamlin is, he has taken the role of filling in for Micah Hyde greatly, and he's done a very good job. And I think he has the potential to be a feature starter for this team long term.
Nice. I like Damar Hamlin. I really do. The guy that I'm going to go with, and I'm looking through the chat to see if anybody had mentioned this guy, Deion Dawkins. I like, but he's pretty. He's kind of already there. But I do see it. There you go. Hold it up there, right there. Walter, my man Walter comes through. He says Daquan Jones. That is the guy that I would give this award to. When you talk about unsung hero, a guy who you don't hear about at all. I mean, at all. Rarely, if not at all. But he is just continually contributing in ways that may not be seen on the stat sheet, right? But his contributions to the team have ripple effects, right? And when you look at the Bills' defensive line, we know that the Buffalo Bills and Brandon Beane made a concerted effort to improve the D-line this offseason. They analyzed, they assessed the D-line last year. We know it was a weakness. A lot of people are dislike the addition that we made when we signed Star Lotulelei, specifically the contract, which we had to But that was a cornerstone to the defense, to McDermott's defense, was making sure that they had a solid one tech up front, a space eater, a guy who would not necessarily be seen on the stat sheet, but would eat up double teams and blocks for what? For who? For the guys behind them, namely our first round draft pick linebacker and Tremaine Edmonds, and then along with Matt Milano, freeing these guys up to make tackles untouched and unscathed. We haven't been able to have that guy for years so far in the defensive line, at the middle of the defensive line, in a very long time. And so when Brandon Beane looked at the defensive line this offseason, he said, you know what, I've got to revamp this thing. I've got to make some changes, because when I look at Kansas City and I look at these other teams, and I look at the teams who have ran all over us, the Colts and the Titans over the years, we have to shore up our run defense. We have to shore up the interior of our defensive line. But we need to make sure that the guy that we signed, that we drafted in round one, and Tremaine Edmonds, is that guy. And so how do you do that? You make sure you get a one tech, a solid one tech. And who did Brandon Beane decide to go out and get this year? I know a lot of people talk about Von Miller. Von Miller took all of the accolades. He took all of the press, and deservedly so, right? But DaQuan Jones was a huge addition to this defensive line this offseason, and he has paid dividends for the defense. He's paid dividends for the defensive line. He's paid dividends for guys like Tremaine Edmonds, guys like Matt Milano, who he had mentioned last award, right? When you look at the team, you don't see a whole lot of stats, right? But what he is doing is eating up blocks in the middle, eating up blocks, double teams. He is freeing things up for Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano on the back end. And then you look at the guys next to him, and Ed Oliver, and then Greg Rousseau, and then you got Von Miller, who's able to play next to him. He is fantastic across the defensive line in the middle. And if we removed him, who else do we have on the defensive line who could play at that type of a level? Tim Settle is good, but Tim Settle's in a rotation behind him for a reason. Jordan Phillips is good, but Jordan Phillips, we know he's not a one tech. He's a three tech guy. He's a pass rushing defensive tackle. DaQuan Jones is that guy. You remove him, I don't necessarily know how good Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano would be this year without his presence. I love the addition of DaQuan Jones. He's not getting any fanfare whatsoever so far, but his presence is felt, and he is a silent contributor to this defense.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. I mean, DaQuan Jones, coming in from Tennessee, has been a spark plug on this defensive line at the one tech position, just freeing up things like you mentioned for guys like, even Von Miller to an extent, Jordan Phillips, Ed Oliver when he's in the game, Tim Settle, just the availability or the creatability that DaQuan Jones brings to this defensive line is just amazing. It's insane.
Yeah.
Just the growth that this defensive line went through from one year to another. You got to credit Brandon Beane, and you got to credit the players that he has brought in. And again, one of those being your unsung hero in DaQuan Jones. He's been a stud thus far, improving our run defense from, middle of the pack to one of the best in the NFL. And again, that is credited to DaQuan Jones and him improving all the players around him better for the team.
Yeah, Brian Bowers, he agrees. He says, O-line, they cannot move DaQuan Jones on double teams. He takes up two blockers routinely, and they literally cannot move him off the ball. Man, look, I've seen that on numerous occasions. He's just like a mountain. You just cannot move that guy. And he has push to get into the backfield as well, and push double teams back into the laps of the quarterback. I mean, he's phenomenal. And I saw one play, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was one play where DaQuan Jones and Tim Settle were on the field at the same time, and DaQuan Jones was getting doubled, and he was pushing guys back. Meanwhile, Tim Settle was getting kind of he was getting, I wouldn't say like abused, but he didn't have the same push, the same level of push that DaQuan Jones had. I mean, so like there's a reason why he's the guy, dude. I love me some DaQuan Jones, dude. I mean, and he has his impact on the team, man, is just tremendous. So I absolutely love that. The next guy, the next award, and I'm gonna let you start this one up, man, because the guy that I had winning this next award, I put it with the question mark because I wasn't too sure about that, and I need to give it some more
All right.
thought. But the next one is the MIP award, or the Most Improved Player. Most Improved Player award. And this award, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's the player who's been the most improved, but it's more than that. It's a player who has probably even overcome adversity, right? And shown the most improvement in his development on the field. MIP, Most Improved Player. Kevin, Kevin. Evan, I'm gonna start with you, man. it's the Evs, man. It's the Evans. Go ahead, man. Who do you think?
Rev, and Kev.
Rev
Rev,
and
Kev. Yeah, right. A player that I think has mostly improved their game. I see a few guys going Gabe Davis. I don't think Gabe Davis really actually improved his game too much. I just think he's seeing the field a little bit more and getting the targets he rightfully deserves.
Yeah,
it's Tremaine Edmonds. It is undoubtedly Tremaine Edmonds, and Tremaine Edmonds took a huge jump coming into year 5. On his fifth year extension in a contract year. Tremaine Edmonds had to improve his game, dramatically for the Buffalo Bills to even look at re-signing him for a long-term extension. And again, Tremaine Edmonds has improved his game, but you also got to credit to guys up front, bringing in the acquisitions of Von Miller, DeQuan Jones, etc. At the same time, Tremaine Edmonds has just become more smarter. He has less off his plate. He doesn't have to look at 3 or 4 gaps that the running back could potentially run through. He might only have to look at 2 now, and he can, judge the right run and get to the running back in the backfield or just make a nice tackle. He's tackled really well this year. An actual tackle that he made last week that I thought was really good was against Jerick McKinnon, and he was short of the first down for it. It was on 3rd and 10 or whatever, and he just made a nice tackle with his length and athleticism getting to the ball carrier. Not many linebackers are going to be able to do that because, again, Tremaine Edmonds is a 6'5" linebacker that can run sideline to sideline, and he can make plays only certain guys in the league can do. And I think I think everyone has seen this guy take his game to a whole new level. And last year we were kind of bashing Edmonds week to week, but now we're praising Edmonds week to week. So I'm just glad that Tremaine Edmonds took a huge step. Obviously, again, you got to mention the guys in front of him, the defensive line, but nonetheless, he made major strides coming into year 5.
Yeah, I like that, man. I do like that. Edmonds, he has improved in his play. I wonder if he has a little added motivation this year because he's in a contract year. But I wonder, has he improved or is he the beneficiary of an improved defensive line in front of him?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both, huh? Yeah, he's been playing well, and I think that maybe he's just really showing his potential now that the defensive line in front of him is shored up. He's like, I can do this. But when I've gone back and it's noted, man. I've been a huge criticizer of Tremaine Edmonds, but the more I look into it, he has a lot of responsibility as a middle linebacker in this defense, so when you don't have the players in front of you that you need to do his job, and then you look at the range that he covers, on the football field. I mean, it's a lot to ask. It's definitely a lot to ask, and I'm definitely pleased and encouraged by his improvement this year, especially in the contract season. And so we'll see what happens going forward with him. But I absolutely love that. The next guy that I have, I think, for me, I think it's Greg Rousseau. I think it's Greg Rousseau. I mean, second year, but but just looking at just the eyeball test, right? When he comes in off of his rookie season, who by all intents and purposes played fairly well. I mean, yeah, I think even he himself admitted to hitting like I guess some of a rookie wall last year where he kind of got quiet a little bit. But he flashed a lot of potential, and he was a very good run blocking defensive end. But now this year coming into his own, I mean, gosh, the man already in 6 games has 4 sacks. 4 sacks in 6 games. I mean, I credit a lot of his improvement to the addition of Von Miller, no doubt. I think Von Miller, not only has he taking him under his wings and teached him a lot, or taught him a lot, taught him a lot of what he knows. But I think he's given him the confidence that he needed, right, going into year 2 as a young budding player in the National Football League. I think he needed somebody to really believe in him or tell him like dude, like you are a dog, like you're, you know what I'm saying, you can dominate and overtake a game. I mean, 6'6", 6'7", 270 plus pounds. He added weight this offseason. The guy's got arms like a pterodactyl. I mean, he's very, very athletic for his size. And he has just improved a whole lot. I mean, and I think not only do we see it in his play, but I think we see it in his confidence, the level of confidence that he has by playing next to a guy like Von Miller, or having him in the same room as him, teaching him the ropes and learning from a future Hall of Famer like that. I think that Greg Rousseau has improved tremendously in year 2, and I think the sky is the limit for him moving forward. But what I want to do is I want to look to the chat, and I want to see who they would pick as their MIP, most improved player. When you look at between the two, between Tremaine Edmonds and Greg Rousseau, who would you guys choose? And then we'll kind of look through that, and then whoever we see popping up the most, we'll go with that. AJ Epinesa, I'm not too sure about Ep, man. I mean, he flashes sometimes here and there, but I'm just not too sure about him yet. Davis, that's Gabe Davis, right? Yeah, I think Gabe is really just, he's there. I think he hasn't really improved. I think he's been who he is. He just now has the opportunity to be the number 2 guy. Groot, Mike comes in with Groot. Yeah, Curtis Edmonds. I mean, dude, it's going to be like neck and neck. It's neck and neck, man. I guess it's a toss up. I guess what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and award it to both of them.
Yeah, I'm seeing a mix of 50-50 here.
Yeah. Most improved players on the team will go to Tremaine Edmonds and Gregory Rousseau. All right, let's keep it moving, man. I think we are. Let me see here. Where are we at? How many do we have so far? We knocked out the On the Rise award that's been given to Khalil Shakir. Stampede Award has been given to Matt Milano, right? The Unsung Heroes Award we have given to Daquan Jones, and the MIP, or the Most Improved Player Award, has gone to both Gregory Rousseau and Tremaine Edmonds. Now we're getting into the final 2 awards of our Bills Midseason Awards, and this one is the LVP award, Evan. This is the LVP, meaning the least valuable player on this team. It is the player whose performance has not met expectations and has become a near liability on the field. The least valuable player award. And I want to reach out to the chat too. Let me know who you guys would vote to win this award. The player whose performance has not met expectations. Evan, you want to kick this off, or do you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, so I was just trying to find that little emoji there, the thumbs down, the least valuable player. I mean, this one is really hard to take a look at, because when you really look at this Buffalo Bills roster as a whole, there's really not one guy that is overly all disappointing. Like, every player has stepped up to the plate, and they've met expectations. If there is one guy in mind, though, that I think is the least valuable player, there's not too many. Yeah,
go ahead.
It has got to be Zach Moss.
Man, there you go.
Was that your guy?
Yeah. I'm cool with it. Yeah, we're in agreement.
I mean, you have Zach Moss. You draft this guy in the 3rd round of the 2020 NFL draft out of Utah. I thought we were getting the next great Buffalo Bills backfield in Motor and Moss. I mean, it has such a great ring to it. Motor and Moss, Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could have so many nicknames and so many variations of things you can throw on a t-shirt, right? Eminem. It's really just the Motor and not Moss show. It's Motor and Scratch Moss show. I mean, it's not anything that it was supposed to be. It's just the Devin Singletary backfield. And you got Zach Moss, a guy that we spent a 3rd-round pick on. Now, has he had his
Yeah.
flashes and his moments in his contributions to the Buffalo Bills offense that has helped us win games? Yeah, sure, he's had his moments. But when you're drafted in the 3rd round and all these expectations that we had of you and that the Buffalo Bills offense had of you, and you're simply not performing, and simply right now, yeah, right. Oh my gosh. And as of right now, you're getting scratched and you're sitting up in the press box and Bobby Hart's on the field. Like that's when you know you're the least valuable players, when Bobby Hart's on the field and you're scratched. Again, I love Zach Moss. I want him to succeed, but it's year 3. We're almost at the actual midway point of the season. And Zach Moss just does not look that good. And he had an awesome preseason, an awesome training camp. But man, was I more wrong than that? I had some people saying that he was a fullback, and I'm like, no, man, he still has a lot of upside. I still see it in him. But those fullback people might be right. He's a really good run block. He's a really good blocker. He can, pass pro. He's good in pass pro, really good, but he just can't run like the best of them. But what are you gonna do?
I agree, man. I mean, there's not really a whole lot more to say. Silas Whittle, he says your Moss is done. I agree, man. I think Moss it's a wrap, dude. I think it's a wrap. We've seen enough of the Moss show. It just didn't come to fruition. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Brandon, you can't hit on every pick. And I'm willing to say right now that pick was not a good one. It just didn't pan out. Time to flush it down the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Brandon Beane can work his magic and finagle some team. In a trade.
I'm still hearing some stuff. Maybe the Bills might want to package Zach Moss over to the LA Rams for a potential deal with Cam Akers.
Oh, dude, I don't know about that, man. I don't want it, dude. To me, I don't want it, bro. Like, first of all, let's just talk about this for a second. I don't want to see any more of a 3-man running back by committee approach in this team. On this team, I'm done with it. I don't want to see an RBC period, let alone a 3-man running back by committee. I don't want to see Motor, Moss, Cook. I don't want to see it.
Gilliam, Josh, Tywan Jones.
Right? Come on, man. Like no. First of all, we don't even run the ball enough for that to even make any sense, right? I can see if you were a run first team or something, or you ran a whole lot more than what we do, and you probably needed that to a degree, but we don't even run the ball a lot. Why the need for 3 running backs? And if you're shipping Zach Moss off to bring Cam Akers for what? Unless they are looking past this year, right? And you see a guy like Devin Singletary, who's in the final year of his deal, and you don't want to bring him back, and you think that maybe you can get Cam Akers. I don't even know if Cam Akers he's still on his rookie deal, right? So he's in
his 3rd year. He's in the same year as Zach Moss.
Okay, so it doesn't even make sense because you're going to have him and then you have to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, a year later, unless he's just trying to hold on to that, get that extra year. You know what I'm saying, of cushion with him and James Cook. I'm not too sure about that. I just don't want a 3-headed running back committee approach at all. I'm done with that. Pick a guy, and Motor has proven himself time and time again that he is more than capable to handle the running back duties in this Bills offense. When you look at just the amount of times they run the ball, he can handle it by himself. There's no need to have another guy. So yeah, I'm out on the Cam Akers thing. Zach Moss, yeah, he just hasn't been good. There's nothing else I can say about that. Now, if like I said, I mean, if Brandon Beane is able to finagle some team and trade him away and get something in return, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So let's move on from Zach Moss. What is Walter saying? Ev?
If Cam Akers isn't good with McVay, no way he's going to be good in Buffalo. No thanks. Yeah, I mean, if you're not good with arguably the best offensive-minded head coach in football in Sean McVay, with the running scheme that he presents, with the running backs that he's taken their game to another level, late-round picks, just guys you wouldn't think that would be good. He just takes their game to another level. If you're not good with Sean McVay, you're probably not going to be good in Buffalo. And also, he had that Achilles injury. a year and a half ago, and just him coming back into the playoffs, he didn't really look like the same running back, and now he's just not that same guy.
Yeah, he's not. He's just not. So I'm done. I don't want to see it. So that concludes our least valuable player award, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we saved the best for last. We have saved the best for last, and I think that now, as we're getting into this one right here, baby, and as we are just under an hour into the show, smash that like right now if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications, all of that jazz. But before we get into this next award, which is the MVP award, handed out to the best player, the most valuable player on this Bills team so far, 6 weeks in to the Bills 2022 NFL season. Let's take a listen from a word from our sponsor at BetUS, and we'll be right back.
Listen up, sports bettors. Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in all season long. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props, parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional customer service, BetUS.com has you covered. Visit BetUS.com to sign up today. BetUS, where the game begins.
Shout out to our sponsor, BetUS.com, and where you can go ahead and sign up for that and enter the promo code BF125 to get you 125% discount. So check this out. This is what I want to do. Moving in now forward into this key award, the most valuable player award on the Buffalo Bills so far this season, 6 weeks in. I don't think it's difficult for us to come on to an agreement. I think it's quite obvious who the most valuable player is 6 weeks in on the Bills. But I'm going to let somebody else tell us who they think is the Bills' midseason MVP. Check this out.
JoshAllen.
I wonder who he thinks it is.
Who do you think it is? I don't. Steph Diggs. Tell us. Who do you think is the MVP?
I heard a few Bobby Harts, man. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but
let's let Diggs tell us one more time. Diggs, who is the Bills MVP?
JoshAllen.
There it is. Put his name on the screen, baby. It is none other than Joshua Patrick Allen. As if it was difficult, right? I mean, there is no question, no doubt that Josh Allen is the MVP 6 weeks in to the season. This guy, Evan, Fanatics, everybody who's watching or everybody who's listening on the replay, look, he is on an absolute tear this year so far. I mean, when you look at everything he's done, matter of fact, I want to show you because I want to show you some things, man. And I'm going to share my screen, Ev, because this guy, I was telling people on Twitter, I said, look, enjoy this ride, okay? Because what's going to happen is the Bills are on an epic record-breaking season. And when you look at right now, just some of the awards already that are coming in from my man Josh Allen, you look at this coming from CBS Sports, okay? They put out a thread. It's the NFL quarterback rankings, and this is from Cody Benjamin. Look who they listed as number one, okay? It's quite obvious. Josh Allen, number one. Patrick Mahomes, number two. Aaron Rodgers, number three. Tom Brady, number four. Burrow, five. And then so forth and so on. But it's Josh Allen, number one. Okay, 6 weeks into the season. And then we scroll up some more because I saved these, I bookmarked these. And then we look at NFL.com. NFL comes in and they're talking about the top 5 quarterbacks in passing yards this year so far. And it is Josh Allen by a landslide. 6 weeks into the season, you've got, for number 5, going up from 5 to number 1, you got Tom Brady at 1,652 yards passing. Justin Herbert comes in at number 4 with 1,716 yards passing. Oh, guess who's third? It's Pat Mahomes with 1,736. And then you get Matt Ryan and that terrible team. Well, I don't know what the heck is going on, but he managed to get number 2 with 1,765 yards. And then all of a sudden, there's this huge gap. And you have Josh Allen leading the National Football League, the quarterbacks in top 5 passing yards with just under 2,000 passing yards, 1,980 passing yards 6 weeks into the season so far. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he has done this so far while sitting on the sidelines for, it has to be at least a quarter to a quarter and a half of the season so far, with his hat on, ball cap on, hands inside of his shoulder pads, eating sunflower seeds because they've been blowing teams out early in the season. And he's still leading the National Football League in passing yards by that much. He's been yanked in the third quarter twice, says Richard Forbes. Absolutely. He's just been doing it. And let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving.
And
again, go ahead, Evan. Go ahead.
Oh, and I mean, there's another stat as well. I mean, I don't have the graphic where I can throw it up here, but on CBS Sports on Instagram, they threw out the most total yards this season. The Buffalo Bills right now are currently sitting at 2,640. Oh, you got it?
I got it. I got it. All right here. I was getting to it. Yeah, I was getting to it. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and talk about it, Evan. Here it is right here.
Yeah, but the Buffalo Bills have 2,600, basically 2,650 total yards on the season, as you can see in the graphic right there. Below, Josh Allen has 2,237 total yards, which is more than a ton of NFL teams as of right now. I mean, he is just the total package. He has accounted for every single one of our touchdowns except one, which just came just a week and a half ago against the Pittsburgh Steelers on a run from James Cook. He is our entire offense. He is the entire show. Without Josh Allen, this team offensively is nothing. And Josh Allen is going to continue to do what he does, and that is put this offense on the back of his shoulders, whether that's we're in the red zone, we're running the football, throwing it deep, whatever he's got to do to win, he is going to do it. You saw it against the Chiefs. You've seen it against the Ravens. You saw it against a plethora of other teams. He's going to just keep cooking. And I know Russell Wilson tried to coin this term, let Russ cook. But come on, Josh has to take it back. It's let Josh cook.
It's Josh. It's Josh by a landslide, man. There is nobody else right now who is doing the things that Josh Allen is doing so far. I mean, he is putting up ungodly numbers. I'm just putting up ridiculous numbers. That it just really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Like the type of trajectory that he is on right now. I mean, not only is he the MVP of the team. I mean, if MVP, National Football League MVP voting was out right now, it would have to be Josh Allen by a landslide. I don't know anybody else. Undoubtedly, right? Undoubtedly. But you know what else, Evan? And I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna create a banner. But you look at the things that Josh Allen has done, and I just don't understand how a guy like him can continue to improve year in and year out. Like It's hard for me to imagine that, right? Or hard for me to fathom that he can continue to get better. Like when you look at him from his rookie year to now, every single year he has improved dramatically. He made a huge jump in year 2. Year 3, boom, we got Diggs. He just exploded onto the scene. Year 4, huge jump. Continues to make that jump. Year 5, now he is on a serious trajectory. I feel like Josh Allen right now is going into this year like yo, he is ready to like my man Pierre says, yo, he is catching bodies. He wants to leave absolutely no doubt to everybody across the National Football League landscape as to who is the best quarterback in the NFL and the best overall player in the NFL. The tired of playing second fiddle to Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. No, he doesn't want to just be in the conversation. He wants to lead and dominate the conversation. And when you look at Josh Allen, I think that we look at the numbers, we look at the stats, and that last stat that was put up right there, man, about as far as the Bills offensive numbers, top 5, number 1, and then Josh Allen numbers. Think about that. Josh Allen, his total yardage alone is better than 26 National Football League teams. Better than 26 teams. Offensive production. That is ridiculous. That is absurd. And you know what he's coming for this year? This is what I think. Because Josh Allen, he is a hyper competitor. You can't tell me this is not what he's coming for. I think Josh Allen's coming for this. 54-77. What significance does that number have? 5,477. If you can guess it, put it in the chat. But Josh Allen is coming for this number right here. 5,477. If you don't know what that is, let me tell you. He is coming for the all-time NFL single-season passing record that is currently being held by Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning leads the league. All-time passing record is by Peyton Manning, 5,477. Evan, can you do the math so far right now? Can you do it fast? Just look at let's look at
let's see if my 1 year of college math is good.
Yeah, just look at his passing yards right now.
Ooh,
okay. So he's 1980, right? 1980 passing yards. 1980 passing yards so far right now. Okay. Go ahead and do the math. Because I want you guys just to really sit here and look at his trajectory, what he's looking at doing so far. Because 6 games in, yeah. You got it?
1 second.
I got you.
Not good on the math here.
I got you. So you take that 1980 divided by 6 and then multiply it by 7.
He's on pace for 5,610 yards.
Yes. 5,610 yards. Josh Allen. He's gonna shatter that record. That's the type of season that this man is having right now. Where if he continues at this pace, he is going to not just barely squeak by and beat it. He's going to beat it by a significant margin. Go ahead, Evan.
And you know what's the funny little story about that one? You're going to have people saying, well, he played 17 games. And at that point, he probably wouldn't even play 17 games because you got to factor in the blowouts that we put on other teams. He's getting pulled in the third quarter. And at that point, we might even have the first seed locked up. And if we have the 1 seed locked up, he might not even play in the final regular season game in week 18 against the New England Patriots. So he might not even play a full 16 games. And if he even comes close to that record or breaks it, my gosh, I mean, he's in store for an MVP year. And I think he'll be the first quarterback in a long time to get the MVP and the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, like Josh he's him, right? He's that guy, and he's coming for these records. And you see it, he's continually breaking these records. Week in and week out. And again, he's what is it? The AFC offensive player of the week again.
Yep.
Like he just wins these awards like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous the things that Josh Allen is doing right now. And then another one. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you know what it is? Josh Allen collecting these AFC Offensive Player of the Week awards. It's kind of just like, going up to your boss on a Friday and just collecting your weekly paycheck. It's just something regular that happens to him. And he's just kind of doing it. He's just doing it too often.
Way too often. I mean, and he can keep on doing it for me. And another stat that put out by CBS Sports is that they look at who has the most games with 300 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions over the last 3 seasons. 300 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions over the last 3 seasons. Josh Allen, number 1 with 9. Pat Mahomes, second place with 7. And then you got Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins tied with 6. It's ridiculous the things that he's doing. He continues to get better. And I don't think he's even reached his ceiling yet. It's just phenomenal. Bills fans, Fanatics, Bills Mafia, look, enjoy this, man. Enjoy it while we have him here. Because He is a generational type of a player here, and you can't just throw that around lightly. I mean, but it is the facts. This guy, they don't clone him. They don't make too many Josh. They don't
They
make
wish
many
they could.
Josh
They
Allen.
wish they could.
They wish they could. And every other team who has a quarterback who is, making a second-year jump, they want to compare themselves to Josh Allen, and it's just not the case. Oh, this guy, oh man, he look at his jump and say in year 2, he's like Josh Allen. No, he's not. I'm sorry. He's just not.
You see all these quarterbacks in college. I mean, one of the more recent ones I would say is probably Trey Lance. Guy who doesn't have a lot of, experience at the highest level. He's got a strong arm, big body quarterback, can run, can throw all these arm angles, this, that. Josh Allen. Trey Lance ain't no Josh Allen. Nobody's Josh Allen. I mean, stop trying to compare these guys to Josh Allen. I mean, let them be their own quarterback. I'm sure Trey Lance could develop into a nice quarterback himself. And, some of these other guys, they get compared to Josh Allen, but that's what I'm saying. They want to clone Josh Allen. They want to find the next one. All these guys with, fringe starting quarterbacks, guys that may or may not be franchise quarterbacks, they look at Josh Allen and they just like, I want that guy. I want Mahomes. I want Allen. But you're not going to get him because, realistically, not too many teams did. I mean, heck, it took the Bills how many years to land a guy like this?
Yeah, exactly. A long time. And we finally have him. Jeff King comes in, and I'm glad you put that up because I was going to read it. So Jeff King, going back to the whole running back conversation that we were having with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss and all those guys. Jeff comes in, and Jeff, I appreciate you for that super chat, brother. Sorry it took so long to get to it, but I appreciate it. Jeff says, "Yo, listen, I don't care." Okay, I'm going to say that, Jeff. All right, that's just me. I don't give a flip. How about that? What anybody says. They don't give Singletary enough time to get warm, and that's a thing when you're a back. You can't throw them in there sporadically and expect him to rip off 100 yards. Jeff, I mean, there's not anything in that statement that I just don't agree with. I mean, you have to give these running backs enough time to warm up to the game. I mean, they're trying to. I mean, it's like boxers, man. Like when you're boxing. Right, and you're facing an opponent, like you have to. It takes you a while to kind of figure your opponent out, right? I mean, you're checking him, you're trying to see how he's playing, how he's defending this, how he's defending your jab, or how he's defending this hook, or whatever the case may be. And it takes a while to figure it out, right? Well, it's no different for running backs. When they're in the game, they're trying to figure out how they're being defended, how they're being played, how the defensive line is coming at him, how these linebackers are running to, how they're doing this. How he's even trying to figure out how his offensive line is blocking against these defensive linemen in front of him. It takes time, and you can't continue to pull them out of the game after one or two carries and throw somebody else in, and then yank them and put somebody else in, yank them and put him back. It's impossible. It's impossible for these running backs to get into the flow of the game without having the requisite amount of carries to get comfortable. And that's why you don't really see the huge production out of Motor Singletary, right, that you would like to see, which I think that he's more than capable of producing if you just give him the ball and let him lead the running back room, right, in carries. Just hand the ball off to him, and he produces. You look at his average per carry when he's over 4.5, almost 5 yards per carry so far this year. He doesn't have the huge rushing numbers so far, but I guarantee you, I think that Ken Dorsey has seen it now that Zach Moss has been healthy scratch, and they see, okay, wait a minute, we need to give the guy the ball more, and we run with more of a let Motor carry the rock, and then you maybe sprinkle in James Cook here and there. You're going to see his numbers increase. I mean, heck, last year he had almost 900 yards rushing, and we all know how bad that the running game was.
And,
so, yeah, go
and
ahead.
A lot of that was in the back half of the season where we actually started taking our offense a little bit, off of Josh Allen, and we started giving Devin Singletary the football. And again, I mean, you got to get this running back. You got to get Devin Singletary, the lead running back in this running back room, the touches he deserves. I mean, you saw last week against the Kansas City Chiefs how much he affected our offense early in the first half with the touches we were giving him. He was a monster. I mean, Devin Singletary was doing it all in the rushing game for the Bills, really paying big dividends for our offense, moving the football and, getting first downs and converting downs. So, right. I mean, again, give Devin Singletary the touches. I've never played the running back position in football. Heck, I've never played football in period. I know Rico's played the running back position in football. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can even ask him and tell him like, hey Rico, like when you were playing football, when you're on the sideline not getting the ball, when you're in the game not getting the ball, like how does that feel? And like does the touches really get you going like that? He'd probably say yes. That is something that the Bills should do. Not saying Singletary should be getting Jonathan Taylor type touches or
Yeah, no, of course not.
McCaffrey type touches. But, get in the football 10 to 13 times on the ground a game and be consistent with it. Don't just rush them, once on a drive and then 4 on a drive. You just get in the football in situational spots.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 1,000%. And I tell you what, man, I mean, this guy, he may not be the best running back in the National Football League, but he is a more than capable back. He's RB1 on this team, in my opinion. But more than that, he just brings something different to the table. But he fits our scheme, he fits our system a whole lot better. And you just have to give this guy the opportunity to show what he's worth and to show his value, because he's just that guy, man, and he's proven it, and he's even gotten better this year, even in the reception end of it. His receiving yards, he's gotten better this year. So he's showing to be a well-rounded back. Granted, there's areas in which he can improve upon, right? Like his run blocking, okay? But man,
Holding on to the football. But
yeah, holding on to the ball. Yeah, absolutely, man. Those areas I think he can clean up. But golly, man, like give him a chance. And if you want to know more about Motor Singletary, in my opinion about Motor Singletary, do me this favor. Go to thebuffalofanatics.com, because I wrote my first article. Evan, I don't know if you caught it, man. I wrote my first article, man. That's featured right now on BF. Yo, did you get a chance to look at it?
I saw a part of it. I didn't get
a
chance to fully read it. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, hey, first article,
man, and I'm excited about it, man. But I talk about Devin Singletary and how I believe that he is better than advertised. He's better than advertised. So whenever you guys get a chance, go to buffalofanatics.com and check out that article, man, because my man Motor Singletary, he's not called Motor for nothing. He is that dude. He can accomplish everything that we're looking for. We don't need CMC. We don't need Saquon Barkley.
I would love Saquon, man. I would love Saquon.
Yeah, but on this team, I think his talents would be wasted. I mean, because he's a tremendous back. He's a back that you have to feature. He like that guy. You have to feature your offense or surround your offense around him. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a guy.
Yeah, that's true.
In our offense, he wouldn't really get a whole lot of touches. You know what I'm saying? And then that takes away from JoshAllen and other guys. So, but Motor, man, he fits it to a T, and I absolutely love what he brings to the table. Now, my man Evan, you got to bounce, right? You got to get up out of here.
Yeah, I actually do. I got to go and just finish up a couple pages of homework here. While the night is still young, I guess you can say. Before I have to hit the old snooze button. But
I hear you, man.
Hey,
Ev, appreciate you, man, for coming on, man. You guys give my man Evan, give him some fire emojis, man, in the chat. Drop some mics, all that kind of stuff, man. Show my man some love. It's always good to have Ev back in the studio, man. Ev, I appreciate you, brother. Go ahead and wipe the crust out your eyes, man. Looks like it's gonna be another late nighter for you, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a night of some homework and stuff. But hey, Rev, thanks for having me on. It was a great show, and continue doing what you're doing. Yeah, Johnny Blaze goes homework. I'm in college, man. I mean, that's the life. Homework.
Yeah, it is, man. Get out, man. Evan Stubble. There we go.
I mean,
Steve. You got a little bit.
It's there.
Coming.
It's there.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. All right, Ev, man. Take it easy, brother. Knock out that work, brother. We'll talk to you again later.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. Good luck with the rest of your show. Go Bills.
Thanks, brother. Go Bills. So that was that, man. My man Evan. Give my man another round of applause, man. Drop him show him some love. I love Evan. Anytime we get a chance, man, to bring him on the show, he just brings fire, man. I love him. Young guy too, man. So the sky's the limit with Evan. But we are an hour and 20 into the show. Salute to everybody who is right now in the chat, who's watching live, and to even all of you who will watch the replay, or maybe you're listening to this on podcast format. I salute you. I appreciate you for tuning in to Rated Rev, brought to you by BetUS on the Buffalo Fanatics Network. If you have not done so yet, subscribe to the BF channel, the Buffalo Fanatics channel. Go to supportbf.com and follow us on all of our social media platforms so you can stay plugged in to everything related to the Bills and the Fanatics as we enjoy this fantastic, epic ride that is the Buffalo Bills 2022 NFL season. And we are moving along in the show, and we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to get into some of the reasons why I believe that you can feel confident about the Buffalo Bills after 6 weeks into the National Football League season. And reason number one, and I want to hear from you all as well. So drop your reasons in the chat, and I'm going to read some that stand out to me, that pop off the screen to me. So reasons to feel confident about the Bills after 6 weeks in. In my opinion, and this is in no particular order, but number one, it would have to be that the Bills are 5-1. It would have to be that the Buffalo Bills are 5-1. I don't know how many people in here, honestly, after looking at the Buffalo Bills schedule this year, when the schedule came out, said, you know what? At the bye week, by the time the Buffalo Bills entered their bye, they would be sitting at 5-1. I'll tell you what, it wasn't me. I didn't think that they would be 5-1. I figured 4-2. 4-2 is a good place to be. I didn't want to see them drop any lower than that. But I felt like they would drop a couple of games. I think I had them dropping to the Rams, maybe so, and the Chiefs, right? Because when we looked at the schedule entering the season, we looked at it. It was a gauntlet, right? It was brutal, right? You got week 1 against the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. Okay, we had week 2 against our home opener against the former number 1 seed in the AFC Tennessee Titans, who have had our number for the past couple of years. If that was not going to be an easy game, at least so we thought, right? Then week 3, a divisional game rather, against the foe in the Miami Dolphins, who at times really play us tough. And the defense is tough. And this year particularly, they've gotten better on paper. We saw the addition of Tyreek Hill to that team. We saw Jalen Waddle coming into his own in year 2, I think. Mike Gesicki, they had talent. A brand new head coach, right, who was putting all the weapons behind Tua Tagovailoa. And so I didn't think that game would necessarily be a cakewalk, right? Just on paper, we saw that they had talent. Okay, but I was confident that the Bills would win. Week 4, we looked at the Baltimore Ravens, a team that I think a lot of people may have forgotten because of what they did last year by just not making the playoffs. And we forgot that team was like obliterated with injuries. And so when we looked at them, we said, yo, they're getting healthy. These guys that were injured last year are going to be healthy this year. We got Lamar Jackson coming back this year. Make no mistake about it. He's going to come back with a vengeance, ready to show people and haters really that he is that guy, that he is worthy for a huge contract, and a former MVP candidate and a former MVP player in Lamar Jackson. Wasn't going to be a tough game, especially on the road in Baltimore, right? Week 5, the Steelers, TJ Watt, right? This is before he got injured, right? They were tough. We know what happened last year, the season opener, our home opener. They beat us. TJ Watt just destroyed the game. They have talent on offense as well. So I didn't think that was going to be an easy game. And then obviously week 6 against the Kansas City Chiefs, our arch nemesis in the playoffs, the team that has just had our number, been in the way of us reaching our ultimate goal. And so 6 weeks in, when we looked at it on paper, it was like, man, that is an incredible schedule. Incredible schedule. And if the Bills can manage to go into the bye at 4-2, I think we'd be safe. No, you could not be 3-3. 3-3, that's kind of teetering, right? Because our goal is to win the East and to get the number 1 seed. 3-3 would have been scary. Could we have come back from that? Yeah, I think so. But 4-2 at the worst, in my opinion. But 5-1, to see these guys come back right now at 5-1, 6 weeks in, when you look at that type of a schedule, is remarkable, in my opinion. I mean, they absolutely obliterated the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams, obliterated the Tennessee Titans, who were the number 1 seed in the AFC last year, obliterated them. Took an L in Miami, right? But then they backed it up again in against the Ravens, right? A close game. They gutted that game out and they won. Came back and beat the Ravens, obliterated the Steelers, and then put on another remarkable performance against the Chiefs and went into Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in another close game. And now they stand 5-1. And not to mention just the adversity that this team had to face and overcome. Who would have thought that this team would have had to have faced so much adversity? From injuries galore. Like it was just seemingly just hit out of nowhere. And not only, so normally you would have, injuries here sporadically, but it just seemed like the floodgates just were open, and this team got injured. Ridiculous amount of injuries. Players going, and not just any players. I'm talking about the starters, key contributors to both the offense and the defensive side of the ball. And in spite of that, this team was able to gut it out. And as Sean McDermott has said this year, find a way to win. And they did just that. They did just that, ladies and gentlemen. They did just that. They found a way to overcome this adversity, and they came out 5-1. This team, what that says to me is that this team is resilient. Incredible resiliency by this Sean McDermott-led football team. I don't know too many teams who can overcome that type of adversity early in the season. Some teams would fold. They wouldn't be able to come back from it. But this Bills team right now is built differently. They come from a different cloth. They're cut from a different cloth, and they've been through adversity year in and year out. They know what it feels like to lose. They know what it feels like to have heartbreaking losses, and they've got that taste in their mouths, and they don't want to taste it again. They don't. But when they do, they're able to come back from it. And so you look at this team 5-1, it's amazing. And then just looking at the record, the combined record of the Bills' first 6 opponents right now, 18-17. 18-17. They're over 500. And on top of that, you look at JoshAllen, incredible, right? He just looks incredible. And we talked about it, right? It's why we voted JoshAllen as the Bills' midseason MVP. We know the numbers. It's just like when you thought he's arrived, he just continues to get better. He's having an MVP type season so far, leading the league in passing, touchdowns, etc. He's just amazing. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball. The defense is fierce. I mean, in my opinion, just the eyeball test, they look better than last year's defense, which was ranked number 1 in a number of statistical categories. This year's defense looks better than that. You look at the additions across the defensive line. No need to go through all of them. But one main one, Von Miller. Incredible. And then you look at the ripple effect his play and the other guys' play has on players like Jermaine Edmonds and Matt Milano, who are having, in my opinion, both All-Pro and Pro Bowl caliber seasons so far. And then you look at the back end. Guys who are stepping up. Without Tre'Davious White, you get guys like Kyer Elam, rookie cornerback, performing well. You got guys like Dane Jackson coming back from his injury, a very scary injury. He came back from that, man. God bless and thank God for that. And he's playing well. Christian Benford early on, before he injured his hand, playing well, but now he's back. Jordan Poyer is on another, in my opinion, all-pro type of a season, minus Micah Hyde, God bless him, as he tries to come back from his neck injury. Guys have been stepping up. Damar Hamlin, as we mentioned earlier. It's the depth on this team is remarkable. Not only do we have players who can step in, but we have players who can perform without there being much, if not any, drop-off whatsoever. That's what you want to see. And that's what makes these teams great, right? That's what makes these teams great. And I love what my man Jeff King said. And Jeff, I appreciate you, buddy. He comes in with another super chat. I'm trying to pull it up here. Let me see if I can go back and find it, Jeff. He comes in and he says, yo, look, been a fan since the mid-'70s. Trust me, folks. You will never see Mahomes and Allen again. Trust me. When I say we are privileged to watch this, that is an understatement. 2 kids on the playground drawing plays in the dirt. Absolutely, Jeff. We are so privileged to see this. 2 of the best players in the National Football League. and Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes, who are just doing remarkable things on the football field for their respective teams. It is Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes' NFL. It's their league, right? It's their league. And I remember I grew up in an era when it was, guys like Jim Kelly and Dan Marino and freaking Steve Young and you know what I'm saying, guys like that. And then we went through this incredible spell where we just didn't have that guy anymore. But now we have a guy who's not just in the conversation, but he's dominating the conversation as being one of the best players in the league. It's Josh Allen on your Buffalo Bills, ladies and gentlemen. Man, enjoy it. Don't take this for granted whatsoever. Thanks for that, Jeff. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that reminder. So feel confident, Bills Mafia, in the Buffalo Bills and what they've been able to do so far, 6 weeks into the season, in spite of all of the incredible odds that they had to face and overcome. Reason number 2 why I feel as though you should be confident in the Bills after 6 weeks. It is we get to see the return of Tre'Davious White. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Man. I briefly mentioned it, right, about other players stepping up, right, in the absence of other players. Guys like DeMar Hamlin stepping up in the absence of an all-pro safety Micah Hyde. But when you look at Tre'Davious White's absence, man, it has been felt on this team. Many would say, and I would agree, that had Tre'Davious White been playing in that divisional game against the Chiefs last year, we would have won that game. And not only would we have won that game, we would have beaten the Bengals in Buffalo, went to the Super Bowl, and more than likely been hoisting our first Lombardi trophy. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And other players had to step up. Namely, Dane Jackson. He stepped up, right, in the absence of Tre'Davious White. But then this year, you look at rookies. We had to play. There's spots in the season so far where we had to play 2 rookie cornerbacks at a time. When Dane Jackson went down, you had to trust and play Kyer Elam, and then a 6th-round draft pick. I think he's a 6th-round draft pick, and Christian Benford. These guys have been stepping up. Do you know the old adage, next man up? Well, these guys came in and they performed. And they not only performed, they were able to keep this team afloat for 6 weeks without a drop-off, and we are 5-1. How many teams in the National Football League can you say have the ability to do that? Where they can start 2 rookie cornerbacks in multiple games, and then throughout the entire game, having them interchange, what I'm saying, playing them interchangeably. Kyer Elam at certain times, and then you bring him out, and then you put in Christian Benford. I mean, we are deep. We are deep. And there's been no drop-off. But then you look at after the bye week, how many of you all saw that little bit when Tre'Davious White came in the game and he was practicing? You guys saw that, right? When he returned to practice? If you didn't see that, take a look at this real quickly. I mean, how good is that? You see Tre'Davious White right there, just running around with the quarterbacks, having a good time, having fun. Look at him cutting. Look at that. Man, 2-7 is back. Oh, my gosh. Man, how encouraging is that? How encouraging is that? To see Tre'Davious White return from that injury. It's been almost a year, almost. And we're that much closer to him returning. And I believe that after this bye week, there's a legitimate chance that he could play in the Green Bay game. I wouldn't bet on it. If he does play, I think he'll play sparingly, as McDermott is going to probably ease him in, right? He just doesn't want to throw him into the wolves, but ease him in. But, man, we're getting Trey White back. in a defense that's already tops of the league right now, going neck and neck with the 49ers. It is incredible to see. And we are about to hit another gear once we come out of this bye week. And you add Tre'Davious White back into the secondary right now with guys like Dane Jackson, Kyer Elam, Christian Benford, and then you got Jordan Poyer, DeMar Hamlin. You got these guys, Teron Johnson. No fly zone for real. Tre'Davious White, man, returning is a huge reason for you to be confident in the Bills after 6 weeks in so far. Number 3, and we're about to close. Number 3 is that we have a favorable back-end schedule, right? I think many of us would agree that coming into the season, when we looked at the first 6 games, we were like, man, if we can just get through this unscathed, 4-2, as I mentioned earlier, the back end of the schedule looks very, very favorable for the Bills. And you look at it, coming up right now, we got the Packers coming in, right, after the bye week, followed by the Jets, the Vikings, Browns, Lions on Thanksgiving morning. You get the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins again, the Bears, Bengals, Patriots again. You look at the combined records right now, they're under 500. It's 23-24 at the back end schedule. Certain teams right now have pretty good records right now, but I don't know how legitimate they are, right? Teams like the Vikings, 5-1, first place in the NFC North. How legitimate is that, right? The Jets, 4-2 in the AFC East, second place in AFC East, right? We'll see them real shortly, right? And so, so those teams are skewing the record, right? They're making the record, I think, look better than what it is. But it's a very favorable schedule for the Bills, in my opinion. I think the Bills can seriously go on a ridiculous run. I know it's early, 11 games left to play in the schedule in the season, but you tell me a team who's going to beat the Bills right now. If it wasn't the Rams, if it wasn't the Titans, if it wasn't the Chiefs, who is going to win? Who's going to beat them? Huh? The Packers? The Jets? Vikings? The Lions? Dolphins? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. And I agree. My man Silas Whittle comes in with a super chat. Silas, I appreciate that, brother. He says, yo, this team has a real shot at not losing another game all year. I agree 100%. You tell me who's going to win, who's going to beat them. The way they've been playing, despite the adversity, understanding that they're getting guys healthy back, Tre'Davious White back. The guys that were injured early in the year are now healthy and getting healthier. The revamped defensive line that is just running amok on teams. You can't run the ball against the Bills. Young guys like Greg Rousseau, 4 sacks in the season so far. The Bills, I think, the last time I checked, I think it was last week. I haven't checked the updated stats, but they were 5th place, tied for 5th in sacks. Then you look at the back end. Oh, ridiculous. We already know the offensive stats. We know the numbers. We got the lead dog in JoshAllen. Stephon Diggs, incredible season so far. Gabe Davis coming into his own. Who is stopping this Bills team when they're firing on all cylinders? The Chiefs couldn't do it, and the Bills made mistakes on offense in that game, and they should have blown them out. If the Buffalo Bills are able to play a clean game on all sides of the ball, on all 3 phases, they are blowing teams out the water. And I'm tired of having to defend this team from fools and foolery, ridiculous takes about why the Bills, all the Bills, if they win, they're blowing teams out, but they can't win close games. Who cares? It's not our fault that we're just that elite. It's not our fault that we are so much better than so many other teams that we just can't help but blow them out. You're going to penalize the Bills for that? Please, I'm not defending it anymore. This team is phenomenal. Ridiculous. There's a reason why they entered the season as the Super Bowl favorites. There's a reason, and we're seeing it on the field so far. 6 weeks in, there's a reason. We see it. It's proof in the pudding. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy it, Bills Mafia. Don't back down from that nonsense no more. Don't let those people cower you. You know what I'm saying? Make you back down. No, forget it. Stand up, say it with your chest, like Rico says, and put your chest out. Like, yeah, the Bills blow teams out. How about you? Here's a take. Catch up. How about that? How about you catch up? I ain't slowing down for nothing. All gas, no brakes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the Bills are doing this year. And you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in the way they perform. You can look at JoshAllen. You know he's out for blood this year. Diggs, you know he's out for blood. Gabe Davis coming in, finally having the chance to be the number 2 dog. You know he's out for blood. Leslie Frazier coaching the defense after what happened last year. You know he's out for blood coaching. Von Miller, highly motivated to get his 3rd championship with his 3rd team. Jordan Poyer, the back in the secondary, the defense, wanting to do things for Micah Hyde, who lost his season due to injury. And this could be the last year that Jordan Poyer plays for us. These guys are highly motivated to win that chip. And I feel sorry for any team who stands in the way. I do. I sincerely feel sorry for any team who has to face the Bills coming out of this bye week. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a bloodbath. I don't know how else to say it, but it is. Green Bay, good luck. Aaron Rodgers, good luck. Zach Wilson, 4-2, good luck. Kirk Cousins, please. Justin Jefferson, Mr. Greedy himself, good player, very good player, good luck. The Browns, whatever. The only team that I think that could probably surprisingly win would be the Patriots. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you why. And you're going to laugh. It's going to be the Patriots in week 13. Why? Because it's a Thursday night game. And maybe I'm a little, whatever. I can't think of the word right now. But when you look at the road teams on Thursday night football, it hasn't been good, right? It kind of favors the home team on Thursday nights. But then I got to looking at it again, and I'm like, you know what? That happens because the road teams on Thursday night football have a short week, right? They have essentially 3 days to prepare for another game, right? And then go on the road. But when you look at the Bills as they match up against the Patriots on Thursday night football, December the 1st and week 13, they're not coming off of a short week because the previous week they played Thanksgiving Thursday morning against the Detroit Lions. So they actually have a full 7 days to prepare like any other week. So they're likely not going to lose that game either. So I mean, this team is ridiculous. There's a reason why so many people have them number 1 in the power rankings. Enjoy it, Bills Mafia. Enjoy it. So enjoy this bye week. Enjoy this bye week, man. Have fun, right? With everybody. Shoot the breeze, man. Just sit back and relax and look at your team, understanding that this team is that good, right? Understanding that this team is just that good. And get ready and look forward to Green Bay Packers coming into Buffalo after the bye week. Get ready, looking forward to seeing Tre'Davious White playing back. And this team revamped, recharged, re-energized, all of that in the above, man. All that and above. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Fanatics, Bills Mafia, that's my time. I appreciate you. My man Silas comes in as I close out the show. He says, yo, nah, Rev, it's the Bengals. We'll smoke the Pats, especially after we lost last year. Yeah, I think so too, man. I was just saying that just because of superstition, you know what I'm saying, on Thursday night on the road. That was it. Not like they're better. Bengals, maybe. When you look at where we're facing them, you know what I'm saying, in the schedule, we could have the number 1 seed sewed up, you know what I'm saying, by week 17 and not even play anybody. That's going to be a good game, but we'll see. We'll see. But you look here. You guys enjoy yourselves, man. Enjoy the rest of your week. Make sure that you do us this favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the bell notifications on. Stay hooked up to the Buffalo Fanatics. You don't want to miss out on anything that's coming up this year in this epic season. Stay right here. Keep it locked. Get ready for Friday night, my man. Rico, Friday Night Live. He's going to do his thing. Saturdays, we're doing the spaces, man. My man Kevin Syracuse. And then on Sunday, it's a bye week, man. So we're going to have fun. I don't even know if the fellas are going to do a pregame show and just have fun. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what the schedule is going to be like on Sunday. But regardless, kick back and relax. Enjoy some football with your family, your loved ones. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you already know who it is. It's the man, Rev. Be back at it again next week. Same time, same channel. Same bat station. The Buffalo Fanatics Network. And as always, go Bills. And I'll see you again next time. Let's get it.